Greetings everyone, this is Char, and welcome to the Just Ask Char advice channel. If you have an email for advice, you can send it to JustAskChar@gmail.com. Today I have a letter from a young lady, and it reads, Dear Char, I started a job that is asking for more than what was listed in the job description. My duties are to assist cashiers with overrides, sign in for deliveries of money received to our store, check displays, assign the clerk tasks, and close the shift by counting our drawers for discrepancies. I have only worked for the company for 2 weeks, and I have been asked by the manager to assist security when there is a shoplifter being apprehended, pick up bags from another store on my way to start my shift, pick up another coworker, and stay for another shift if no one shows up to start when it's time for me to clock out. I'm not asking what to do because I am going to quit this job. In fact, by the time you read this letter, I would have quit and started a new one, even if it's part-time with no benefits. I want to know how to handle things if I get another job that I begin to encounter these types of things. Thank you so much for your letter. That was quite an adventure. Let me be the one to tell you that not only are job descriptions edited when you begin the job, but when you interview to get a feel of what is expected for the position, the interviewer will lie to you as well. They have a position to fill, and that's their goal. You start off with HR, and they are only reading what is given to them that's required of the position. But when you meet the hiring manager or supervisor, they know the atmosphere more than anyone. Now I would say immediately what you would do if you run into this again is to speak with your manager. Have your pen and pad ready. Have your notes already on the days and times and who were asking you to do what. Read those things listed and then ask why are those additional things are being asked of you. And look for the answer from the supervisor. You don't have to explain that you should not be doing it. Ask why are you being asked these things, and let them explain it to you. And not just listen to it, actually write these things down that he or she is telling you. And you write those things down. Now he or she has to be accountable for that, because this is what he or she told you. After that, you let that person know, now these things were not asked of you, this was not in your job description, and you are uncomfortable with it. I'm addressing these things with you because you are my immediate supervisor. Are these things that you can have removed or not asked of me? Or do I speak with someone else or HR, because I am not comfortable with these things? And I'm pretty sure all things will be settled right there. They don't want anything to escalate, especially you're a new employee and you come in asking questions and not just accepting it. Because some people do, because they just want the job and they figure if they just go along and get along, everything will be fine. But more than likely, things just get worse. I'll share with you an experience I've had. First, I want to state that I've heard some things about this position and department several years before even applying to work for this company. Always keep a mental note on those things, but I'll explain more of that a little later. I was being interviewed by the supervisor, and she just happened to have another supervisor with her to listen in. So after we made all the introductions and everything about my experience and all, we got to the part where if I had any questions. Before she asked me that though, she told her coworker that was with her that she was going to put me on her team and screw him. When she said screw him, she was referring to the supervisor that needed his position filled first, and then she could fill hers. Now, after being hired, I ended up on that guy's team anyway. Within a few weeks of working there, I found out that the supervisor that interviewed me, she was trying to leave that department because it was so bad. Now, she did find an opportunity a few months later, and when I would run into her, she always looked much healthier than I remember. Now, going back to the part where I asked my question during the interview, that was key for me to know I was about to get into something stressful. I asked that supervisor, how did the position become available and how long has it been available? The response and her body language confirmed what I have already heard. And I was even more suspicious to find out that there were now 2 openings, because when I applied, there was only 1 job opening. When I asked her about opportunities in the department and development, she didn't answer me with a yes or no. She answered me with a sound. Uh-huh. I knew she was lying. Now here's a few tips that worked for me for 25 years, and I'm sure it can work for you to be prepared for the unknown. Watch for places or positions with high turnover. If every time you look on the job site and the company has openings for that same job title for over 4 months, beware. It's great that we are advanced now and can go online and read reviews about a job that we have never stepped in that door. That option wasn't available 20 years ago or even 10. Glassdoor is a website that can be your best friend. You can see reviews from employees, positions, the job duties, and also salaries. I have always been one to make mental notes when someone say where they work and if they like or dislike the company and why. Your friends, family, and neighbors can save you with just having the insight of a particular company. My biggest tip or advice that I have for you is to search your state Department of Unemployment website. You will be surprised at the number of positions that you see on a regular basis with extremely high turnover. It will get to the point that you would wonder if they ever fill the position, because you'll see them listed for more than a year. And by the way, the company that you work for is listed on that website. Thank you all for tuning back in to JustAskChar Advice Channel. And again, if you have a letter for advice, you can send it to JustAskChar@gmail.com. And who knows, your letter may be the next letter that I read. And until the next letter, peace.